Yeah, love is in the air. Welcome back to Smash This Podcast. Ooh, yeah. Joining me this evening to share some Lucha love, Mr. Chris Phoenix. How are you, brother?
Ooh, yeah. All right, yeah.
Oh, can you feel it in the air tonight, Chris?
Yeah. It was a good one, man. It was a good one. I was looking forward to it, and when I finally saw it, it was it brought some feels back from the past. It was a good thing.
It did. It was a whole lot of nostalgia. Okay, I can't do this because I'm like, looking at myself and I'm just gonna, I can't do this. Do about a minute of Macho Madness and then I gotta hang it up. But yeah, totally. Some nostalgia. We had some buffoonery, like old school cartoon Warner Brothers Looney Tunes buffoonery,
complete with sound effects.
Yes, that was the best part of it. I can't even do it. The whole Fred Flintstone taking off in his car with the feet spinning. Oh man. From that to another morbid sacrifice to Drago being set free, and then the proposal in the ring, and then the last scene where Ricky Mundo is plotting something absolutely heinous in the future. And the way this season is snowballing, dude, I'm scared to know like who's going to be left. Is there going to be anybody left in less than 20 weeks time?
You know what? I haven't even kept track of like how many episodes there are versus how many they have left. So I honestly don't know like what the count is as far as like, are we at the halfway point? Are we like just a quarter in? Maybe you know the count because I'm lost. So far, so good. It's shaping up to be one hell of a mid-season finale if that's where they're building toward.
Well, we're on episode 9 and we're going towards 20 or 21, depending on how they do the finale. Sometimes they spread that out over the course of several weeks. But yeah, we're over a third of the way done. And the body count is just stacking. I mean, stacking. We had 2 last week, which brought us up to almost 10, I think.
Wow. I haven't even realized how many that have been sacrificed so far.
Oh yeah. And I'm not even going to probably remember half of them. You've got, and a couple of them are, you didn't think, well, you never know what people are going to accomplish in the world of Lucha Underground. There's Mr. Pictacular was what, the first one?
Yeah, I think. Or at least the most recent one. One of the two.
If we go backwards, sometimes it's a little easier. Tonight we had Mala Suerte.
Oh, poor guy.
Poor Mala Suerte. And last week we had Big Rick and Vibra. Oh my God. There's been so many, I can't even remember them all. Oh, Vinny Massaro.
Poor Vinny. We will miss you, brother Vin, and your pizza too.
The pizza guy? Someone said that's a guy from Chikara, excuse me.
Chikara?
Yeah.
You know what? He might have done a couple of shows in Chikara. I don't know if he was a mainstay at one point or not. I haven't checked the roster in quite some time.
It's a guy that, and I don't know a lot of the masked guys on the indies, but he wears that big mask with the hat on his head.
The big mask with the hat on his head.
Yeah, it's like, it's not okay. You know, there's luchadors like Rey Mysterio,
Yeah.
Dragon Azteca Jr. They wear the mask like you wear.
Yeah.
This guy has like a big, round, bubblegum colored skin mask with like cross eyes, and I can't think of it's kicking me. I'm kicking myself now. I don't know what the guy's name is.
You said he was in Chikara?
Chikara. He toured around the indies a lot with Colt Cabana, did some comedy bits. They did a video together. Oh.
And he was sacrificed?
That was the pizza guy.
That was the pizza guy?
That was the pizza guy unmasked.
Yeah. Okay. But you're saying this guy was in Chikara?
Yeah, he's all over the indies. And someone will come up with it in the chat.
Current roster or past roster?
Oh, I think current. He's like all over the place.
Well, there are Los Ice Creams.
I don't think he's a Los Ice Cream.
Yeah, I'm taking a look here. There's the Boars, the Ants, the Troll, Volgar. Let's see here. Past stars of Chikara. Let's see here. And there's a couple of other ones. Aerostar was in Chikara at one point. Guy named Argus, Amasis. Let's see. Atlantis. Let's see here. The Many Ants. Kevin the Crustacean. Let's see here. There's a lot. Let's see here.
I'm gonna quick hop on.
He has a funny looking mask. Does he have like a facial hair on his mask?
I'm looking at. See, I'm looking up on ColtCabana.com where he did those road videos.
Yeah.
And I'm looking them up right now. And I know I'm so off topic here. Just hang on, people, because this is driving me cuckoo.
The reveal is going to be a good one once we actually find it. And there are so many here. There's like Ebeson, Huracan, Helios, Hydra, our old friend Jervis, Kikatoro.
I think it's Kikatoro. That sounds familiar.
Kikatoro and Ebeson look almost exactly identical. Ebeson has like Fu Manchu, and Kikutaro has just the goatee part. Surprisingly enough, Lince Dorado was in there as well. Another guy named Magno. Let's see here.
Kikatori?
Nope, Kikutaro. That's another one. But then again, there's some the ever-present Matt Classic, Mecha Mummy, Mr. Azerbaijan, Player Uno, Prakash Savar. What is it? Retail Dragon. I don't know.
I think it's Kika whatever.
Kikutaro.
Yeah, he wrestled all over the place with Colt Cabana. I know that much, and they did some kind of. I'm not finding the video. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So, all right, but well, before we completely lose everyone here.
Yeah.
What the hell are they talking about? We're trying to talk about the body count. Everybody who's passed away so far this season. The pizza guy was a guy from the Indies who actually was on TV unmasked, and I was trying to remember his name. So pardon my senility. But yeah, let's get into this. So Oh my god. Overall, a well-rounded episode. Um, we had some drama, we had love. Let's talk about this first scene. Oh my goodness, I'm starting to sweat just thinking about it.
So was G-Rod when we were watching it. He couldn't believe his eyes. And I'm pretty sure Antonio Cueto couldn't either.
His eye.
Yes, the only good one I have left.
It was an eye-popping experience.
You wish you could see what I saw. Now shut up and drink the Modelo.
It was so good, almost made a blind man see. Oh God. Mariposa walks in Cueto's office as he's talking to, who's he on the phone with? I'm guessing
the man in the shadows?
Yeah, him or his
underling.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. The Iceman, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Agent Frost? No, I forget what it is.
Forget.
Anyways.
But I know who plays him. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy normally.
The one who killed Dario, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Probably on the phone with him, who was in the first episode of this season going over details of the takeover of the new temple. So he's on the phone. Mariposa, Agent Winter. Thank you, TGV. Someone new to the chat.
What did he say? What's his name?
He said Agent Winter. I was close with Frost. No, I really wasn't. I was, I really wasn't. Oh my God. I'm not going to make it through this. On the phone, Mariposa walks in and she is showing off the goods.
Yup.
She's
that good.
Yeah, goody good. And
she wasn't in her ring attire. Let me tell you that. She was there to do some business.
I believe she was showing off some relatively new enhancements.
I agree.
Oh, my Lord. I'd have to go look at a past season or two to see how enhanced she is. But God bless Mariposa. My goodness.
But we digress.
Yeah. Before I fall out of my chair here. The look on Papa Cueto's face, though. She was popping like Popeye. That's what TGV said in the chat. Good night. The look on Cueto's face, though, he was like,
oh yeah.
Well, she comes in with 2 huge wads of cash, tosses them on his desk, and basically says, "I'm not here to seduce you. I'm here to ask you for a gift of the gods match." And he's like, "Nah. No, you don't deserve it." Oh, I see. I actually screwed up the order of that. He told her no, and then she tosses the money on the desk.
Yep. $20,000 for a gift of the gods title shot.
Not a bad night's business. And yeah, so good. In fact, he had to finish the rest of his beer and cool himself down after that little encounter.
One of the many mottos of the Cueto clan: get paid
and drink Modelo. That's
right.
That's right up there in that top 3, I think.
Yep.
Which reminds me, I'm out of beer. I was very sad going into this. So too late to get any more now. Anyways, so she lines her up with a gift of the gods match with Dragon Azteca Jr. And now leading into our first match, we've got the Rabbit Tribe in the ring. And Papa Cueto comes out and announces that he only needs one of the Rabbit Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And let's Paul London decide. And who's the lucky guy, Chris?
The low man on the totem pole tonight is none other than the Mohawked Wonder, the cartoonish Mala Suerte.
Almost childlike in the ring at times.
So it's been told. But he's still a goofy little bastard, and he went out there and did his cartoon best. But when it came down to it, the Demon Suplex Machine was down to sacrifice some fools tonight.
In short, very quick fashion, we see another sacrifice to the gods as he just poof vanishes out of the ring.
Done. As Hogan said back in the NWO days to Kurt Hennig as he slammed his head in the car door, "You're nothing."
Oh, and then what's almost worse than that is the look on London's face as he was comforting Saltador.
Oh.
He had this look on his face like he didn't give two shits, like he was just, hey, it ain't me.
Exactly. Under new management of the Rabbit Tribe, sacrifice is needed in order for the organization to grow. Now, that being said, is it elimination just by force of sheer will, or is it actually going to grow the Rabbit brand? Because the guy calling the shots right now above Paul London is none other than the friggin' demon of the Indies, Killer Cross.
The White Rabbit. Agents in the chat this evening, good evening to you. Cross needs to dive bomb those guys into shape. I agree. I think he's really trying to get the goofiness out of him. I want to bring up something that just popped in my head. We noticed tonight that Mala Suerte, one of the Rabbit Tribe, was offered up as a gift to the gods.
Mm-hmm.
No thought of it from Papa Cueto. But who's running the Rabbit Tribe from behind the scenes? Cross.
Yep.
Do you think for a moment that maybe Cross would be pissed at Cueto for doing this?
That's a hard one. Because maybe Cross was thinking the same thing that Cueto was, that maybe like this is an unworthy vessel. This is somebody we need to get rid of. This is some fat we need to cut from the Rabbit Tribe.
I don't know.
So maybe they're on the same page without even knowing it, or maybe they do know each other and what they're doing.
Yeah, I got a feeling this is going to expand in the soon to near future, but I just wanted to bring that up. That it's like, okay, well, you just took out one of Cross's tribe. It's his guys. Who's to say that Cross isn't going to come after Cueto, Matanza Cueto? Oh,
maybe.
Cross
versus Matanza? Yes. Very yes.
Shut up and take my money.
Shut up and take my money.
Totally. Dude, poor Mr. Cisco. That's twice he's been killed off in Lucha Underground. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Tommy, yeah. Yeah.
But we also saw something very interesting coming up in the main event that we'll get to in a little bit as far as people getting killed off and coming back. Something I
Yep.
don't think I saw at all. But let's get into this next match. So of course, like I said, Matanza beats Mala Suerte in short fashion. Poof, poof, gone from the ring. Next match, we've got an interesting lineup here. Entertaining, some comedy here, and yet some stiff wrestling. And not stiff for all the wrong reasons. Don't get me started. No. We got Joey Ryan.
Wait a minute. Famous dick wrestler Joey Ryan? I thought he was dead.
That's in another universe.
So they did see him at Universal Studios. Wow.
Wrong studios. This isn't Universal. This is MGM.
Oh, I forgot. It's hard to keep the multiverse straight when you have so many wrestling shows to watch.
It's Hollywood, baby.
It's Hollywood, baby.
So we got Joey Ryan and Jack Evans, two very interesting characters in themselves. Very loud personas, if you will.
Very well.
Against Exolicious and
XOXO
and Ivelisse.
La Sicaria.
Yes, La Sicaria. The baddest bitch in the temple. Although I would say she's got a runner-up in her tag team partner this evening.
Oh?
Yeah. EXO was putting in some pretty stiff moves. Oh, damn it. I said it again.
Well, I will say this. There was a move in that match that I have not seen before and doubt I will ever see again from anyone else besides Licious. The thing that he did to Joey Ryan early on in that match in the corner turnbuckle, that was a move that I don't know if it can ever be duplicated.
Do we call that the 10 count rump shaker?
You might as well. Let's give it the surname, the 10 count rump shaker. I'm sure Matt Stryker will call it something better by next week, but still, it's a hell of a move. It's very unique, and you will never ever see it again. And that thing had Joey Ryan looking some kind of way afterward.
He looked like he rather enjoyed it,
which is not necessarily par for the course, but as a friend of mine put it, oh, he's from SoCal. They're all that way down there. I'm like, okay. They're SoCal uncensored in a manner of speaking, not necessarily the trifecta, but the mannerism, if you will. But myself in Joey Ryan's position, I would not be as happy. But then again, Joey Ryan's got swagger for days.
Yeah, he looks like he's just kind of out there for a good time. And at this point, in this universe, I don't think he cares where he puts his lollipop. If I could say that.
Yeah.
So, a very entertaining match. What did you think about this tag team match, dude?
Very entertaining match indeed. Me, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Exolicious, but his athletic ability in the ring is something to behold. If it wasn't necessarily for the gimmick, and what a gimmick it is, his athleticism alone is on par with somebody like Jack Evans or possibly even AJ Styles. He's got flexibility. He's got aerial capacity. He could do just about anything as far as athletic maneuvers. He could run the X division in Impact. He's that good.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, so Exolicious gets some revenge taken on him from Jack Evans with that sick submission hold. What did they call that at the end? I didn't write it down.
It's a modified Gogoplata.
Gogoplata. Okay. I was thinking triangle. That's the first thing I thought when I saw
Yeah,
him trying
it
to.
looks like a triangle death hold, but it's not. That's something I got wrong as well. But
Yeah.
apparently, Matt Stryker refers to it as a Gogoplata.
And Matt Stryker is one genius as far as move calling
Oh hell yeah! I would
in the
never
world of.
I would never discount that man's ability to call moves, and bring up legacies of the wrestling world. That guy is a historian supreme.
I gotta say something. From watching the last few episodes of MLW and hearing Tony Schiavone, and Matt Stryker together, that was a
Wow,
treat. That was a treat.
wow, really?
Yeah, it was
I
the
gotta catch
the,
that on YouTube.
the second one. All the episodes are there. I missed a few, but I'm gonna start reviewing them on here because I'm digging it. It's almost like it's another because there's so many of these guys that you see on other shows like Callahan,
Mm-hmm.
and you see him so much all over the place, all over the indies, Impact Wrestling, with
Lucha Underground.
well, yeah, I'm getting to that, but with OVE, the Christ brothers,
Yes.
he's with a different two guys in MLW.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like it's almost like it's another company, it's another universe in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
No sci-fi involved here, but there's some interesting stuff going on there, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
digging it. What I've seen so far, some of the best wrestling talent on there. Um, so yeah, Jack Evans comes out with a win here. Exolicious not tapping out, actually passes out. Um, and then Joey Ryan, his half-ass attempt at, hey, come on, let him go. Let him go. Come on. I mean, he looked concerned because I think there's like some kind of animal magnetism, possibly, for lack of better words, between Exolicious and Joey Ryan.
Maybe.
If they actually do this like a behind the scenes thing between these two, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna straight up die. And I mean that in a funny way. Like, oh no, no, this is horrible. No, this is Lucha Underground. I mean, they could take this to the moon and back. It's
Damn near anything goes in this Fed. I tell you what, this universe is one of unto itself, but at the same time, it's as entertaining as hell.
it is. It is. It's a lot of fun. Um, and then Evilise is the true hero at the end here, shoving Joey out of the way.
And then kicking Jack in the face.
Yeah. And helping bring Exolicious back to consciousness.
Yep.
TGV in the chat. Battle Riot was pretty lame, to be honest. Oh my goodness, you did not enjoy that? I'll admit, there was a lot of like moments in there that had, I think, fans scratching their heads as far as quick entrance into this battle royal type match. But hey, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Conan made his big comeback to the ring. I was excited about that, even though he was in there for a cup of coffee.
Yep.
But yeah, he's going to be doing his comeback tour. Like now, he's going to be making appearances everywhere in the ring for like a farewell thing.
Wow.
So that'll be interesting. Yeah. Hey, the things you can do with new hips. Just look at Taker.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens when Foley comes back.
TGV, just not a fan of the Battle Riot. All right. Anyways, we're moving on here. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens between especially Jack Evans and Evilise, because those two have had some actual public disputes in the IRL
Mm-hmm.
in real life, which is why I believe both of them are, I think from what I've heard, officially not with Lucha Underground anymore, but we'll see what happens with the rest of the season. But Matanzas is gonna kill everybody off. Damn.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, he's going to get rid of all the jobbers and curtain jerkers and low mid carders.
Something. Then we have the Gift of the Gods championship match between Mariposa and Dragon Azteca Jr., the Gift of the Gods champion. This was a lot of fun. This was a lot, and we haven't seen Mariposa in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't see these characters for a year or more, and unless you watch them on a regular basis in the indies, that's I can't think of what is that, cheerleader Melissa?
Yes.
I think she's doing a little more behind the scenes for Stardom and other places than actual in the ring, if I've heard correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But still an absolute legendary woman in the ring, from what I've heard. And we've seen her do some great stuff in this show as well.
Hell yeah. They bring up the match against Sexy Star from the previous years, where there was like the No Moss match, the knockdown, drag out, bloody brawl.
Oh, that was one of the best. I mean, I would put that right up there with what people are talking about as far as current this year, like Pentagon versus Callahan.
Yep, and I saw that match too. That was epic, brutal. It was right up there.
And those two women, Mariposa and Star, that is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just all up the temple, down the temple, this place, that place, bleachers, in the ring, everywhere. Just blood. It was a bloodbath. It was insane.
Yeah.
Which thinking about that match reminds you how tough Mariposa really is.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. But Dragon Azteca Jr., even when it didn't look like things were really gonna go his way, like he possibly how do you say that? Underestimated his opponent. He came out on top. And and I think the crowd was happy either way, but that crowd was about half and half, because there's a lot of fans of the Moth Tribe there.
Oh yeah.
Your thoughts on this match, buddy?
The match itself was kind of a who can get one over on each other first. There was some decent moves back and forth. Nothing that I would really say is death defying, but definitely hard hitting. In the end, the way that Azteca won the match was a feat of ingenuity, more so than a feat of brute strength or high flying aerial assault that he's more known for. He simply crosses her legs as he's pinning her, which, as Matt Stryker pointed out, has an effect on the hips and forces the center of gravity down, thereby making it much more difficult to try to kick out. Because if you can't uncross your feet and bend your legs, you can't build up that spring strength in your legs to try to kick out. Everything has to come from your core. And it doesn't look like she has been able to engage her core properly. So that's why she lost the match. Simple science.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's a little how do I say, unbalanced.
Yeah. Yeah, a little top heavy. I will say that.
Could have a thing to do with why she lost.
Maybe
You know?
we don't know for sure, but you know what? She's had some good matches and will continue to have some good matches in the future. We are looking forward to her comeback.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to see what she does in the ring next. It's just a reminder of how good the Moth Tribe is. And if she has the focus to do what she's doing, trying to get the Gift of the Gods championship, I can't wait to see what she does to whip her brother into shape to get him focused on the Lucha Underground championship.
Yeah, because last time she tried to get him pissed off. That didn't help. So now she has to get him actually focused. That's going to be harder.
Yeah. Oh, and I have to correct myself from that last scene where we saw them together, where it looked like she dumped alcohol on him. No, I'm an idiot.
What happened?
She was holding flowers in one hand and a vase in the other. It was a vase of flowers. So she was simply pouring water on him.
Ah, makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. When I watched it back, I'm like, what the hell did I say she was pouring on him? Although I'm not the only one, because I heard a couple other reviews out there where people thought it was like a bottle of some kind of liqueur. So
yeah. Well, I was gonna say if I'd have been there with you at the time, I probably would have corrected you right on the spot. But my powers of observation are not are only limited through time and space.
that's okay. Not like one of the gentlemen brought into this next match.
Oh, what
yeah.
match? What match do we got there?
Oh yeah, we got the main event of this hour of Lucha Underground. We have the Atomicals match between the Reptile Tribe and the Worldwide Underground.
Yeah.
Ooh yeah. Uh, lot of crazy high spots in this one. We had Cobra Moon, Daga, Drago, and Vibra announced to come to the ring, but no Vibra. Now, I can only imagine the people in the crowd who don't know what's going on backstage. And you know, them listening to Cobra Moon talk about what Johnny Mundo did to him, I'm sure there was like, you know, half the crowd like, wait, what?
They're chanting Luchasaurus, and all of a sudden she comes in and explains the whole thing, and they're like, "What did you do to Luchasaurus, eh?"
No more Vibra. Oh, it's so sad.
He's so bad.
He took the head off the snake.
You would think he was a Hydra, he could grow two back, but it would be funny for a Vibra with two heads. But that's okay. That's okay. Vibra with no head. He's still a lizard. He could still grow his head back. I do not know.
Oh, if he does,
He'll come back. He'll come back with an even better mask this time. It's gonna be so epic.
That would absolutely be terrifying.
Yeah.
So, and then we get the Worldwide Underground announced. We got Mundo, Taya, PJ Black, and Ricky Mundo.
Ricky and his creepy doll.
And his creepy doll, his ever so creepy doll. But then we see Cobra Moon get in the ring and announce the whole, you know, issue with no Vibra there, and announces the return of someone that she brought back from the dead.
I thought only Katrina had resurrection powers.
Oh no!
Who else got resurrection powers besides Katrina? How the hell did she do that? She said, I brought him back to life with snake venom. Man, I don't know no snake venom what doesn't kill you. What snake venom doesn't kill you? Must have been the specialized venom. I'll tell you what. And then this said his Big Mama Jamma comes in. You know who he is. You know him from everywhere. He's one of the darkest, most dangerous indie superstars and televised champions in all of wrestling these days. And they call him in here. What do they call him? Tell him.
I like to call him Nasty Sammy.
Nasty Sammy? Man, what's he talking about? Tell him what Kobe Moon called it.
Jeremiah Snake.
That is either the most brilliant or the most contrived name in wrestling since the Shockmaster.
It's funny because there was an episode of the MMM show, excuse me, the Matt's Masks and Mayhem podcast, who were present for all the tapings.
Uh-huh.
And right before the show went back live, between the tapings and the season started, Outlaw Red came out with a list of Lucha Underground copyrighted names for season 4. And going down the list, you could kind of tell who was who as far as like new people to the temple or Ice Temple. But Jeremiah Snake was on that list. And it was like, what? Jeremiah? Well, there's a Jeremiah Crane. Why is there? Is this like a distant cousin from Nevada somewhere or something?
He went from being a Floridian bird to being a reptile.
Something.
And that was kind of a no-brainer. And I look at that as like, oh, it's a snake. Well, what if he's in the reptile tribe? Okay, that makes sense. Let's just shut up and watch the show. It gave him another gimmick. Thanks a lot, friends. Sammy freaking Callahan. 5 damn gimmicks in like 19 federations. Just sit back and watch the man perform his violent acts upon the general populace. It's amazing and scary all at once. He's a walking death machine.
And the saliva in each one gets worse and worse.
Yes. He's drooling.
It was rather tame in this episode, I gotta say, for a guy that's come back from the dead. But what he did to Strickland and MLW this last weekend, dear God. That's why I like to refer to him now as Nasty Sammy.
Oh.
And I didn't prep myself because I was unprepared. I just had the show set to go. Had you go, okay, you're joining me, awesome. Okay, got my notes, let's go live. I didn't prep my Nasty Sammy segment. Complete.
That's okay.
It's complete with shades and a soundtrack, and I'm not gonna dig it out now.
No.
I'll do it next time.
I was gonna say another show, another day, maybe.
We'll do that another time. But just talk about when he does the whole and it's hanging there and then slap someone. Strickland in the last episode of MLW where these two had just a crazy ass fight.
Mm-hmm.
Strickland has the dreads.
Yeah.
He had a dread full of goo.
Ew.
Oh God.
That is not the time and place for those kind of fluids to be on somebody's hair. It's not the time and place, people. Wrong area.
If this was another industry, I would call that the money shot. But
yes, sir.
And that's all, folks.
And once yet again, we digress. Jeremiah Snake has risen from the dead, has joined the reptile tribe. Facing off again is the Worldwide Underground. But, however, Johnny seemed to have the same idea when he knew that he took Weber out. So he's saying, well, if they're making a substitution, why don't we? So, in substituting for Ricky and his creepy doll, we have an unexpected compatriot, Aerostar. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 out of 3 of the Super Friends in the ring tonight, 2 on opposite sides, one for the Reptile Tribe and Drago, and the other, Aerostar, working for the Worldwide Underground. Even comes out with the friggin' Johnny Mundo bandana, the Worldwide Underground Lucha bandana on his head.
That was priceless.
That's a goofy entrance if ever I did see one. But he's still Aerostar. He still puts on a hell of a show. And that match was like all over the place.
It was. They had the high. It was what they call a spot fest. They had everybody jumping on everyone.
The kicks left and right, upside down, up from underneath. It was pretty damn brutal, and a lot of hot tags in this thing. And,
yeah.
And it went for a while, but when it came down to it in the end, surprisingly enough, even though everything said that this was not going to go in his favor, Johnny Mundo won the match.
Well, I tell you, with the whole little sneak peek that Lucha Underground put on their social media early today, the professional podcaster I am broke it down on my computer, and I'm looking at how they spliced little quick quarter-second segments together.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like they give away the end of the episode as in Johnny Mundo is laying in the middle of the ring and Taya is crying. What does that tell you?
That tells me there is collusion involved and misleading information from social media. Never believe what you read on the internet, kids.
No, it's just what Lucha Underground put out there, and for people to look at, so that because they know people like me will try to break stuff down and be like, oh, Johnny Mundo's not going to make it through the match. He's going to join the Reptile Tribe. No. So I was there, sitting there with my box of Kleenex, ready to go. I was ready for disaster. Here's the end of the Worldwide Underground. I was prepping myself.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a beer in hand. I didn't know how the hell I was going to cope with this shit.
It's like another Roman versus Brock match all over again. Let's get it over with.
Oh my God. Stop. So bad.
It's too much. Just too much.
I can't. I can't. So, but I'm glad I had my Kleenex there for other reasons.
Because Yeah.
So, but let's finish up the match. Mundo gets the win.
Oh yeah.
The pin over is it Drago, I think?
Yeah, I believe so.
Gets the pin on Drago, does his finisher, the classic, the stars fell from the sky. What the hell is it called?
Oh, which one?
Where he does the somersault backflip spiral thing off the top rope.
That was that Moonlight Drive or End of the World. I can't remember.
End of the World. Thank you. That was close. No, not really.
Nah.
Not even remotely. So they get the win. They're celebrating, and I'm like, yes, they did win. Mundo's not joining the Reptile Tribe. And
the Worldwide Underground are actually turning into tweeners, which is okay.
Yeah, I feel like the crowd was happy about this.
Yeah.
Whereas usually Mundo's usually getting the what chant? The
Johnny Culo.
Yeah, Culo, that's it. Which stands for we know like
Culero. They chant that all the time when they see him and his posse.
That stands for nasty Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah, something like that in Mexican. I don't even know.
Yeah, usually if you're somewhere south of the border, they get bags of piss thrown at them, and that's
Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's AAA for you.
I'll take
The most
I'll
elaborate ghetto carnival carnival wrestling organization in Mexico.
I'll take a culero chant over a bag of piss any day.
Thank you much. Amen.
My goodness, and people complain about beach balls up here. They have no clue,
Damn right. Could be a lot worse.
right? You can get a bag of piss in your face as you're leaving the ring.
Or you could get held up at gunpoint while you're driving and get your ring gear stolen.
Oh, that's any place, isn't it?
Well, down in Mexico, yeah, I know. Yeah. Not up here in Philly, surprisingly, but yeah.
You're right. So we get the end of the match. Mundo gets the win, and the reptile tribe is sneakily, so slitheringly trying to get away from the ring. Mundo grabs the mic. No, no, no. You slimy turd cutters are not getting away that easily. You owe me a wish. And I'm like, okay, now this is going to be interesting because if Cobra Moon can bring people back from the dead,
what does she have? What does she have? The Lazarus chamber under the reptile temple? Is she a genie?
She's a genie in the battle.
She's certainly built like one. Christina Aguilera. Ow.
Ooh. Damn it, now I got that song stuck in my head. I'm going to have to watch that video from 1990.
Oh, don't even trip. Watch her new stuff. It's much better.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does she still have a good voice, or is she not so good?
Same voice as always. Still good.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Hell yeah.
Right. See, is the wife in bed? Yeah, the wife's in bed. Okay, I can look at that later.
There you
go. So they're trying to sneak away from the ring. Mundo's like, you slimy turd cutters, get back here, give me my wish. And so Mundo very unselfishly,
surprisingly unselfish,
surprisingly unselfish, decides to give the wish to Aerostar, as in, okay, if we win, like he pre-planned this, if we win, you get the wish. Aerostar, what do you want? He wanted to free his former trios
tag partner.
Thank you. Oh my God. Trios tag team partner, Drago, from the shackles of the reptile tribe.
And make no mistake, this guy was still chained to a wall when Worldwide Underground actually visited the reptile temple. They didn't touch him. They sliced Weaver up something good, but they didn't touch Drago.
Yeah, very interesting. They could have taken out everyone except for Daga.
And especially, especially Drago, because he was chained to the wall. Captive audience, you can behead somebody like easy.
Oh yeah, not a. You can do that without batting an eyelash. Totally.
Yeah, but they knew that he was under duress. They knew that he was being held captive, so they left him alone. And it was a good thing they did, because surprisingly enough, begrudgingly, Cobra Moon left Drago behind.
Yeah.
Aerostar came down to the ring surprisingly with a key in hand, unlocking the shackle around Drago's neck, releasing him from his captivity.
It was such. Hang on a second.
This is an emotional time for us all. See, Drago got some freedom. He's finally free. He set the dragon free.
It is a feel-good moment. One that we've been waiting for
how many episodes? Like 14, 16 episodes now?
Several.
It's been a damn long time since he got conscripted. I'll tell you what. But he finally is free. And the dragon roars! He has returned!
Well, that's an elephant, sorry.
But eventually, we hope to see the Super Friends reunite, if not next episode, sometime down the future, with what's it called, taking on the trios champions for the titles, and hopefully reclaiming those belts. It'd be an interesting match to say the least.
Who is the third guy of that team?
Phoenix.
Oh, he's no longer around either. Katrina sucked out his soul and she took his essence.
Then they're going to have to find a replacement, just like Mac and Killshot found a replacement.
So everybody's having this feel-good moment. Everybody's crying. Everybody's happy. Yay, Drago he's free. He's free. He set him free. Except for one person in the ring not so thrilled at this moment.
Yeah.
Taya.
Oh.
Not too happy about Johnny wasting the wish on Aerostar and Drago. And she's like, you could have, I don't know exactly what she wanted, but she, I think, wanted something for her and Johnny.
Or she wanted a tag team shot, a Gift of the Gods championship, the World Championship itself. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows what she actually wanted besides what Johnny did. But nonetheless, very upset. And then Johnny reveals that, I can't remember how he put it. How did he put it?
I believe what he said when he tried to calm Taya when she was upset, he said, "It's going to be okay, because Cobra Moon can give me the wish that I wanted. Only you can."
That's exactly what he said. Thank you. See, this is why I love having you on, because my brain cells that go. See, that's you put it together. Thank you. Put it so eloquently. I'm gonna need another Kleenex.
Because what happened next was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And everybody kind of knew what was going on, but they didn't see it, but then they did. See a PJ digging around, looking around, and trying to dig in his trunks, and he found it in the front door. What comes out? A little black box. I wonder what this could be.
Cue the pomp and circumstance theme.
Oh, no. That didn't happen until later. We'll watch this. So he comes out with the box in hand. Ty is still in tears, realizing what's going on, gets down on one knee, and as eloquently as the great Macho Man Randy Savage had put once upon a time, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah, that was awesome. I was like, oh!
He machoed out.
And there's my wife yelling from the other room. Did he ask her? I'm like, yes, he did.
It was so beautiful. It was wonderful. And she said yes. And it was beautiful.
And she had, I mean, whether it was planned for this, I mean, we've known that Johnny and Taya have been together in real life for a long time.
Yeah, and they just most recently got married back in what was it, April or something like that?
Like within the last couple months.
Oh yeah, within at least the last several months.
It was about
this year,
between a month to 2 months ago, because then they went on the honeymoon, and right before that, Johnny Mundo was doing shooting for Survivor, while Taya put the finishing touches on the wedding plans. Which, by the way, from what the footage I saw of the wedding, was spectacular. Yeah,
nothing short of brilliant. Only for the king and queen of Lucha.
Yeah, it is. So whether it was planned for this season or if he legit asked her during the which I thought they had been engaged for a long time.
At
And
least a
maybe
year and a half, maybe.
I thought it was, but just the fact that they did this on this episode and made their relationship
super official.
Yeah, like part of, like broke that, what do you call that? Broke the fourth wall or whatever,
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it brought a little bit of the realism of their real life to the Lucha Underground universe. It was cool. It was a moment.
Oh yeah.
I didn't expect this at all this season. I mean, knowing that they're together in real life and on the show, and they're not together anywhere else. They were together in AAA last year before they joined Impact, but they have not been together once on Impact.
Really?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. He's been separate. She's been separate. They have not come out. They have not tagged together. Nothing.
Not yet.
Well, yet. I think Johnny's still got some momentum to catch up on from being gone for a while when he was doing the Survivor shooting and other stuff. But I mean, there's time. There's plenty of time for all that. For my big fantasy matchup of their, the AAA family getting back together and Johnny Mundo, or excuse me, Impact going on to get the Impact Wrestling Championship with Killer Cross in his corner. But that's another show for another time.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, someday it's going to be Killer Cross versus Johnny Impact for the World Championship. If somebody can get that thing away from Austin Aries, the greatest man who ever lived.
Oh, damn. And that is not going to be easy. If Moose can't do it, shit, I don't know who can.
Right. I know, right?
So, damn, wrong show.
That's all right. That's okay. There's another one tomorrow. It's going to be okay.
This is true. So, so this ends in pomp and circumstance. Taya says yes. Cue the Macho Man music. He lifts her up on his shoulder, and it's a throwback moment to fill in the year.
1984. Or was it 85?
No, this is
87?
No, it's like 91, isn't it?
Your guess is as good as mine. I was still what's it called, a video game geek at the time. Hadn't even discovered wrestling until like I want to say a couple years later, WrestleMania 9.
It was, I don't know. It was oh man, it's all fuzzy. That's so long ago. Late 80s, early 90s, I remember that much. But yeah, Macho Man asking Elizabeth to marry him, which is another funny thing because at the time nobody knew that they were not married. They had been married several years together before that.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah. So when he asked her to marry him in the ring, they'd already been together, like married, like between 5 to 10 years, if not longer.
Wow.
Yeah. TGV says 1991 SummerSlam. There you go. Yeah, that sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right. Thank you, by the way. Another person filling in the blanks for my decrepit memory that just conks out once in a while. Thank you. So we get the feel-good moment in the ring only to be crushed by Ricky Mundo.
Poor Ricky.
It is his
creepy ass doll.
Creepy ass doll. Just can't get over being sidelined. You know what? As awkward as he's been this season, I don't blame Johnny Mundo for doing that. You know? No, what he did last week when he tried to get in the ring and he clumsily backed into Vibra and got chokeslammed immediately. Or no, headbutted, excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
That was brutal. It's like, yeah, we can't have stuff like that going on when you're fighting battles, So he's holding his doll. He's talking to himself in the mirror. He's got that creepy ass grin on his face, and he says, "Oh yeah, they're gonna be together till death do they part."
Which, unfortunately for the Lucha audience, may be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling, and what we saw glimpses of in the season 4 trailer. Oh man, I got a bad feeling. But nonetheless, a good episode, a little bit of everything. Got some good lucha. We got a little comedy. We got some tear jerking moments, which is pretty rare for this show.
Yeah, it's usually about carnage and violence.
And blood being splattered everywhere.
Hell yeah.
While Papa Cueto kicks back in his chair and sucks down the Modelo.
Yep. And you know what? Some days, next month, actually not next month, next week, it's probably going to have the same problem. But you know what? That's another talk for another episode, and more blood next time for sure.
I will make sure I have my Modelo ready. Oh, yeah. So any final thoughts on this episode before we wrap this up?
A lot better than last week for sure. Definitely a lot of good in-ring and a lot of good story. And I'm looking forward to next week's episode because I want to see what happens, now that Johnny and Taya are engaged on screen. It's going to be good to see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this all plays out with the Ricky Mundo thing. And it's also going to be interesting to see how, well, there's a couple storylines here, floating around in this episode. But what I think I'm most interested in, besides the Mundo creepy doll thing and the Worldwide Underground, is how much is Jeremiah Snake now going to play into the world of the reptile tribe? Don't know. So, for this gentleman over here, Mr. Chris Phoenix, thank you again for joining me. As always, a pleasure to be on the show.
Thank you.
I should say a pleasure having you. Dear God.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure for you to be here. I know. No, I'm kidding. No.
Shut up and drink the Modelo.
I pay you later. Oh, dear God. So, yeah, thanks for helping me in this. And thank you for everyone lighting up the chat tonight. Most appreciated. Some new chatters in there. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that. No, see, I even screwed that up. Dear God.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications to make sure that you always see the episodes of Smash This podcast on YouTube. And I think that's all.
I couldn't have said it better myself.